carnage on Wall Street.
Markets falling, tumbling.
Stocks plunging.
Down, down, down. The Nasdaq's getting crushed. Small caps are getting crushed.
This is a shock to the system.
It is ugly out there. Worse than worst case scenario.
Stocks are getting slashed and burned. $2.5 trillion vaporized.
It's over. We're toast. Done for. Gone forever. What? You think I'm talking about the stock market? Nope. This is way worse. I'm talking about TikTok. That's right. After China hit back with retaliatory tariffs, they yanked the TikTok deal too. So now the real question is, where am I supposed to get my daily dose of dance videos? To understand how we got here, we have to talk about Liberation Day. And no, not the cool kind with fireworks and freedom. This one's about tariffs. Yeah, I know. Try to contain your excitement.
Liberation Day in Trump speak is April 2nd, 2025, when he declared, and I quote, a declaration of economic independence, which in regular human terms means we're slapping a 10% tax on everything we import. That's right. Every imported good, your phone, your shoes, your air fryer you swore you'd use every day, is now 10% more expensive. But wait, there's more. Trump also slapped on reciprocal tariffs for countries he thinks are being mean to the U.S. because nothing says strong economic policy like playing chicken with your own supply chain.
Naturally, China clapped back by slapping a 34% tariff on all U.S. goods. That's right. Every single one. Soybeans? Taxed. iPhones? Taxed. American cheese? Please. It was already an abomination. They're just trying to protect their citizens. And China's not just stopping at tariffs. They're going for the big guns. Rare earth minerals. Fun fact. Those are essential for basically everything that plugs into a wall. So thanks to this trade war, your next iPhone might run with the blazing speed of a rotary phone. Sorry, young viewers. Phones used to hang on walls. And before that, you had to spin a dial with your finger. Wild times.
Meanwhile, Wall Street is having a full-blown panic attack. And not the cute kind where you cry into a pint of ice cream while rewatching The Office. No, this is the crash your 401k, clutch your pillow, speed dial your therapist kind of meltdown. What do I mean? The Nasdaq slipped into bear market territory. The S&P 500 dropped 6%, its worst plunge since 2020. And JPMorgan Chase basically shrugged and said, yeah, this isn't great. They bumped the global recession risk from 40% to 60%. At that point, it's not a prediction. It's a spoiler alert.
Oh, and get this. JPMorgan also said Trump's tariff hikes now amount to the largest U.S. tax increase since 1968. So basically, this is Woodstock for economic pain. Peace, love, and paying way more for, well, everything. And right in the middle of all this chaos, a quote started making the rounds online. Supposedly, Warren Buffett said Trump's tariffs were the best economic move in 50 years. Buffett's response? Basically, what? His team had to put out an official statement just to clarify, we never said that. At all. I mean, come on, it's Warren Buffett. If he wanted to back a bad idea, he'd just go all in on Tesla stock. Which, by the way, is down over 10% right now. Instead, Oracle of Omaha is currently sitting on a mountain of cash, $334 billion. Yeah, billion with a B. That's not a cash position. That's a Marvel supervillain origin story.
Now, why all the cash? Because he's been quietly selling off some stock, like Apple and Bank of America, and pulling back on stock buybacks. You know, the financial equivalent of hoarding canned beans before the apocalypse. But don't panic, Buffett's not abandoning ship. He's just chilling, sitting on a war chest big enough to buy a small country, waiting for the next big opportunity like a tiger in khakis. And when people asked him why he's holding so much cash, he basically said, look, I still like owning good businesses. I just also like being ready if things go on sale. So if you're out here thinking, should I YOLO into crypto? Just remember, the guy with $334 billion is playing it safe. But yeah, totally. Go ahead and buy that frog NFT.
And let's not forget American farmers. Soybean prices tanked by nearly 4% after China's new tariffs. These folks already live off hope and tractors held together by duct tape. They don't need this extra drama. Even Fed Chair Jerome Powell popped his head out like a nervous meerkat and was like, hey, these tariffs might cause inflation and slow growth. Translation, please stop this roller coaster. I want to get off. Now look, there is a case to be made for smart targeted tariffs. You know, the kind that actually protect national security and help rebuild manufacturing, semiconductors, pharmaceuticals, stuff we actually need. But Trump's plan? It was more like throwing darts at a globe while blindfolded, and hopped up on Diet Coke. And just to really drive the clown car off the cliff, he's also demanding lower interest rates, while causing inflation with tariffs. That's like saying, I want to lose weight, so I'm eating nothing but cake and yelling at my treadmill.
So to recap, China retaliated. The markets had a meltdown. Warren Buffett is now king of a $334 billion cash mountain. JPMorgan called it a recession parade. And us? We get to pay more for basically everything, while nodding along like we totally understand the long-term impact of retaliatory tariffs on global supply chains. But hey, let's all remember, the guy making these decisions?
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country.
Yeah, that guy. He's basically using a wrecking ball to play dodgeball with the economy. And if things keep heading in this direction, we might actually end up eating dogs. Which, honestly, not the worst. I've heard they taste like hamsters.
If you had a hamster as a kid and it mysteriously went on vacation, go ahead and hit that like button. Mine got loose and vanished somewhere between the house and the porch. I like to believe he lived a long, adventurous life under there. Needless to say, my parents decided maybe pets weren't for us. Luckily, my grandmother stepped in and took me to get a puppy instead. Thanks, Granny. And while I'm on the topic of being thankful, I genuinely appreciate everyone who's already subscribed to the channel. You're the best. But if you haven't yet, I've got a small favor to ask. If you've watched at least 2 of these videos and you're enjoying them, please hit that subscribe button. It's totally free and really helps the channel grow. YouTube won't recommend us to new people unless the numbers keep moving up. It's kind of like when your favorite streamer says, smash that like button every morning. Eventually, you give in and do it. So, pretty please, with sugar on top.
Quick heads up. The deadline to file a proof of claim for fast-track trading is April 17th. If you're like me, you've probably been putting it off, because let's be honest, the chance of actually getting that money back feels about as likely as Eric finding that childhood hamster. But here's the thing. If it takes you an hour to dig up your paperwork and file that claim, and you do get something back, that's a wildly productive hour. We celebrate trades like that all the time in the markets.
Now we want to share our experience with Tradeify. As you might know, we recently launched our affiliate code FFF because people in the community wanted a way to support the channel. And it's true, this show is expensive to produce. It's heavily software-driven, and all those tools come with monthly subscriptions. We're incredibly thankful that so many of you want to pitch in and help us keep the show going. Seriously, it means the world.
So, we lined up a few affiliate deals with Take Profit, Apex, Bullinox, Legends, and Tradeify, or at least we thought we did. And wow, you all really showed up. The numbers started rolling in, and the futures for our future team was like, oh my goodness, people actually care. But then, there was one little problem.
So we called up a buddy and asked him to log in to Tradeify, where it says coupon code, try entering FFF and let us know if it works. And that's when it happened. The most disheartening message popped up, coupon FFF does not exist. And for some reason, that exclamation point really hurt. We started racking our brains. What did we do wrong? We were approved for the affiliate program. We didn't break any rules. We were genuinely confused. And yet, everyone kept saying how great things are at Tradeify. They offer a variety of account types, run killer deals all the time, and their payouts? Lightning fast.
And get this, they've only rejected like 2 payouts, ever. And both of those were from people caught red-handed trying to scam the system. Everyone else, approved and paid. So we thought, all right, let's put that best-in-class customer service to the test. We emailed support and laid it all out. Hi, we're noobs. We broke our code. Our community is full of rock stars trying to help fund our little cartoon show. Please make it easy on them by giving us code FFF.
Now, how do you think that would go at other prop firms? Ignored, delayed, buried in a support queue? Not at Tradeify. We got a response from none other than Brett Simba himself. Hey man, we'll get you sorted. Then a follow-up from Dan Peck, their affiliate program manager, came. And this is a direct quote. Code FFF will be active shortly, and you can use it in your marketing. I mean, seriously, how often do you run into an issue and the top people at a company personally step in, wave their magic wand, and fix it? That just doesn't happen. But it did here.
So if you ever get the chance to choose your team, and when it comes to prop firms, you absolutely do, pick the one that has your back. Pick the one that treats you like more than just a username on a dashboard. Big shout out to Brett and Dan. You guys are absolutely amazing. No wonder Tradeify is crushing it. And to anyone who tried to use code FFF last week, yeah, that one's on us. But we're all good now. Code FFF is officially up and running again. And just so you know, I personally trade 5 150K accounts at Tradeify. And so far it's been silky smooth. So if you're looking for a prop firm that runs clean, treats you right, and actually responds when you need help, yeah, this is the one.
Simple question. Have you ever wondered what Jesus thinks about trading? No? Yeah, me neither. But for some reason, this question really kept Justin Werlein up at night. So he went all in, deep diving into scripture like it was a Wall Street earnings report. And now he's convinced he's found the ultimate trading wisdom straight from the good book. So if you've ever wanted to trade stocks and save your soul, this might be your sign. But don't worry, according to the video called Biblical Wisdom for Traders, Jesus has stock tips, which makes sense because if anyone understands turning a little into a lot, it's the guy who fed 5,000 people with 2 fish and some Wonder Bread. I mean, the guy was basically the first investment guru. Buy low, multiply miraculously, sell high.
And it turns out the Bible is full of solid trading advice. Proverbs says, "The wise store up wealth, but fools gulp it down." Which, fun fact, is also how I approach guacamole. But the message is clear. Patience and discipline are key. So basically, Jesus is telling us to be Warren Buffett, but with better sandals. But here's where it gets tricky. Because the book also says that greed is bad, which is weird because have you met Wall Street? Greed is their brand. That's like telling a Kardashian not to take selfies. Sorry guys, we're rebranding. Kim's going minimalist now. Just one contour line per cheek. It's unnatural.
Another big takeaway? The Bible says you got to be ethical when trading. No lying, no scheming, no pumping and dumping. Which means I guess Jesus wouldn't be too thrilled with crypto bros. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. But first, they gotta hodl through this dip, bro. And let's not forget, the Bible teaches patience, long-term investments, sowing and reaping. Which, cool, but have you ever tried to tell a day trader to be patient? That's like telling a toddler to just wait for their Happy Meal. Hey buddy, I know your stonks are down, but you just gotta trust in God's timing. That dude is already on his 5th Red Bull, sweating through his Patagonia vest, and about to sell everything for Dogecoin.
So what have we learned? If you want to trade stocks like Jesus, be patient, be ethical, and don't get greedy. And if all else fails, just invest in wine. Worked for him, might work for you. Shout out to Justin Werlein for bringing a fresh, spiritual take on trading. If you're curious how he reprogrammed himself into a profitable trader by blending Eastern and Western philosophies, check out his journey. He's got it all documented on his YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, click here to check out another great video or explore our full playlist for more. Watch time means the world to us, so please share this with your trading buddies. And if you don't have any, just watch it again yourself. Remember, trading is tough enough. We all deserve more laughs. Thanks again, and see you next week.